It's time to rewire your mind. Welcome to the Hayden Russo Show, the show that provides you with inspiration to help you succeed in life. Here's your host, Hayden Russo.
Zone. And this is the Hayden Russo Show. I gotta tell you, I'm glad that I'm a gentleman that operate on a daily basis. What that means is I define my success on a daily basis. I keep my positive attitude, which is my armor shield, which help me bounce off all of the things that are temporary inconveniences to me, or character building moments, as I would like to say. You know, so I've been having some opportunities that's been coming my way that's just been requiring a lot of my attention here and there. And, you know, it's only 24 hours in the day. And we all can make the very common excuses. We don't have time and this and that. But if you sleep 8 hours a day, you still have 14 available hours to you a day. And if you dedicate 4 hours of that to your family, you still have 10 left. And if you play around with 3 or 4 of those, you still have 6 left. So you have time to do a lot of things in your life that can be contributing to your daily success. So those are the things that I focus on. I don't try to swallow my goals all in one chunk. I just try to take them as they come. But in life, you're always going to find challenges and things that find you. When Murphy Law find you on top of your daily tasks or your job, things may not be going well at the same time, and you get a phone call and it's additional bad news. You know, how do you just keep fighting through all of those things? So my question to you is, are you willing to go through the storm to get to your sunshine? Are you willing to go through your seasons to wait until it's your time? Are you willing to go through the pain, the struggles that will find you when you're trying to be successful? What are you going to do to change your life? What are you going to do to change the current position or the current issue that you're fighting, or the illness that you're fighting? What are you going to do to change your life? What are you going to do to change that situation? To improve the chances of successful healing. What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to tell you what I've been doing. I'm running on 3 hours sleep today, and I have no excuses. I have no pain. I have no worries, because I'm focused on what it is I want. I don't have excuses. I don't have anyone to blame. I just have me. And some of the things which I can't get in detail, but some of the things that's finding me, it's unbelievable. Because your attitude and the way that you deal with issues, you never know who's watching. And some of the people that are helping me, and some of the people that are bringing opportunities my way, it's simply because of my positive attitude and my character and the way that I conduct myself. Well, how did that start, Hayden? How did you start building your daily successful plan, your daily successful routine? Well, number one, I started. I got off the sideline. I stopped saying that I wait for this to happen and I wait for that to happen. I stopped waiting for a perfect time and I just engaged. I jumped right in and I didn't start thinking about what could happen. I just jumped in, and when the things happened, I dealt with them as they happened. And it's amazing that when you keep letting things happen and you keep battling and you keep fighting, and when you begin to win, you'll be like, I knocked that one out. What's next? You start becoming a new person along the way. You start developing when your morals and your standards are raised by you. When you start holding yourself accountable just as much as you're holding your counterpart, your spouse, your coworkers, the people that you trust. When you hold yourself accountable to the same level that you hold them accountable to, and then multiply it by 10 because you want to have ultimate character, then you'll begin to see your life change. You know, and ladies and gentlemen, let's remember now, out of the 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day that goes through our mind, it only takes one. It only takes one idea, one decision to change your life, to change your disposition, to change the position of life, and to give you the abundance of life that you're looking for, to give you the abundance of life that you can share and to give and become a philanthropist and do things to help make the world a better place. It only takes one decision. But there's a lot of work ahead. Anytime that you want to make a change in your life, whether it's to come off a certain drug or a certain pill, or to overcome a certain pain, or you just got injured and your team is in the playoff and you've just been told that you won't be able to play anymore in this playoff, whatever the circumstance that find you, understand that God sent it to you. The higher power being sent it to you. If he wanted to send it to me, he would have. But he didn't. So part of my life when I was released, I needed to overcome a lot of different things. I needed to overcome the check box. I needed to overcome the society view on people, of giving people a second chance. I had to overcome my fears of my past surrounding impacting my future. But I made a commitment. I made a commitment to change my attitude, change my mind, my mindset. I made a commitment to read more, to learn more. I made a commitment to listen more. But then I also made a commitment that I would do everything on a daily basis for constant self-improvement. Anything that will better me, running, working out, watching things or documentaries that are helpful to the things that mean more to me, which is how finding and unlocking new ways to make my mind work harder for me without me physically working harder for me. The mind is an amazing thing. But you cannot allow your fear, ladies and gentlemen, to get in the way. You cannot allow fear to put a pause or to stop you in any shape, form, or fashion from going after your dream, because that is the part that you have to go through which is the storm that is facing you. And once you get past a storm, it's only sunshine or daylight at the end of that tunnel. I don't know about you, but I've never seen a storm, whether it's a hurricane, a tsunami, any type of storm. I've never seen one storm that lasted 365 days consistently. I haven't seen one of those. I've never even heard of one of those. I don't think we have one ever. So you have to be willing to go through those storms to get to your sunshine. But you have to persevere along the way, and you have to fight all of the obstacles that will find you. You have to find a way to believe that everything is going to be all right. You have to believe that my life story has to change, because I will not go out like this, because I was not sent here to be average. I was sent here to do phenomenal things. I was sent here to be the person that God sent me here to be. So I'm asking you, are you willing to go through your storm to get to your sunshine? What are you going to do to begin these changes in your life? What are you going to do to stop this recurring emotions and stress that keep going in circles over and over again in your life? Well, the first thing that you have to do is you have to make a commitment that the 7 individuals that you spend the most of your time with, that is not your child, your spouse that you live with, you have to go into a detox period. What I mean by that is, if this individual is not your kids or your spouse in the house that you live in, is not a co-worker that you work with during the hours of operation, you will go into a detox period for 21 days of no communication with them. You will start going into finding temporary individuals for the next 30 days that you would begin to friendship with and learn new things about them, and see if you have anything in common to human mankind. See if you may have some things in common that may want to change the world. Begin thinking like a scientist. You know, I love watching, some cartoons about science. I love watching because, they put a lot of facts in those type of movies for kids, because they want to see them learn, and young kids can absorb that type of stuff and can hear very acutely or when they're younger. But you have to make that commitment that I'm not going to let any of my bad actions define me. I'm not going to let any of my bad decision making of the past define me. What do you mean by define me? No, let me make it a little bit more clear. Define me. I'm not going to let anything that I did yesterday that has no positive bearing define any of my decisions that I'll make today. I will not allow anyone to take control of my mind and affect my decision making. I will make the decisions that affects my life. I will not take someone's opinion or just do something just because someone else is doing it. I will research the issue and then I'll make a decision based on what I want to do. I will make a decision based on the results that I am looking for. I will make a decision based on the outcome that I'm looking for. And the most important thing when you're thinking like a scientist, you don't look at things as failures. When you process this first piece of information and you take it through the lab, you take all of the things that you learned from it and then the things that didn't work, you analyze those to see if there's any room or anything that you can do to fix or remedy the first round of failure on those particular items. You don't give up and go into a blame game and start feeling pity for yourself and start looking for a way out. And for the million folks a year that figure a way out is suicide when pain and struggle finds you, when your goal is not coming through in the time frame that you feel that you should accomplish it. There's no easy way out. I know sometimes and most of the time we look for quick fix. But there's no quick fix when you're building your life. There's no quick fix for God giving you the sophisticated inner components within your body, in particularly your heart and your brain that was given to you for free. But it has great value to your life. It doesn't have the meaning to me that it has to you. The meaning to you is your life, so you're going to protect it, and it's going to do everything in its power to protect itself. But you cannot allow the distractions of your mind, and I've given you a wonderful illustration. Our minds is like the balloon. It can fly anywhere like the wind. It can blow left, it can blow right, it can blow left, right, left, and it can just take off and it can take out of sight. But you have to stay grounded by staying focused. And you have to stay focused and think like a scientist and don't look at something that fails as something that defines you as a person, because that process or that chemistry, a part of the scientific world does not define the scientist. It only defines the study. So stop letting people or stop letting situations try to dictate to you who you are. Don't let circumstances take control of you. Don't become a victim to society. Don't become a victim to yourself with your weak or non-existent type thinking that will have no benefit to your future success. You have to begin to take control of those type of things. You have to begin to find ways to control your thinking process, and learn how the decision-making process works, and try to find ways to better your decision-making process. Try to find ways to better your relationship with the new individuals that you are with during this detox period. Don't let your mind on day 3 or 4 say, hey, let me go back to doing the things that I was doing. Let me call Johnny and get his opinion. You're in a detox period. You cannot speak to Johnny right now. But I have Larry over here. Ask him. I have Sabrina over here. Ask her. Ask Janet. Ask Barbara. Ask Dave. Don't go back to the old individual that you would normally run to And yes, that means your mother and your father. Unless it's suicidal. You need to reach out to your mother and your father, in particularly young kids. Approximately 5,000 kids each year would take their life. And it's up by 300%. So to the young kids out there, there's no easy way out. Okay? Let me explain it to you. You will come back. There's no way to get into the next life until you go through the process of this life. So if you have not accomplished what you came here to accomplish, I believe that God send you back and you go through this process all over again. I do not want to go through this process. That's why I make my habits a daily success habit, a daily goal habit, so that I continue and begin to accomplish my goals on a daily basis. I get up, I write my goals. I get up and I do the things necessary to help my guys, my wife, my kids to get their day going. I do whatever's necessary, and I don't worry about the cost or what it costs me to do it. I don't worry about it costs me my time to get up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to help my kids and my family to be a better football player, or to be a better husband, or to be a better father, or anything to help my wife. You know, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, sometimes you get lost in it. You forget to eat. Now, don't do what I did one time. I was working on a project one time, and I was working so hard. It was during the hurricane, right after the hurricane. And, you just wanted to help so many people. And I was staying up for days at a time. And I started seeing white lines, and I couldn't figure out why I was seeing white lines. So I went out to the doctor, and by the time they ran all of the different tests, they asked me a simple question. When was the last time you had something to eat? And I told him it was probably about 3 days. And that's when I knew that what I was working on was going to be successful, because I had lost myself within the process, and the person that I was becoming along the way was a better me. It's time to take a short break. We'll be back with more right after this. The best pork barbecue, ribs, and chicken in the state of Florida. Don't believe it? Try it yourself. Call Bounce Back Barbecue at 561-307-4382. They also do catering. That's 561-307-4382. Why replace your roof when you can repair it? Call Built Right Roofing today at 844-277-7663. That's 844-277-7663. Come and experience the Built Right way at 844-277-7663. Man, I'm getting ready for First Friday. What? Man, look at your hair. Dude, go get a haircut. It's 8 o'clock. What do you mean 8 o'clock? You still have time. Go down to Headliners. They'll take care of you right away. 1523 West Blue Heron Boulevard, Riviera Beach, in the Imperial Plaza. If you get lost, give them a call. 561-429-4765. Go down to Headliners. Come experience a true haircut.
Buy, sell, or rent. Call Shakira Roll today at 561-312-2641 or email her at info@rollhome.com. That's info@rollehome.com. Visit her website at www.rollhome.com. That's www.rollehome.com.
Invest in Macedonia.com. www.inmacedonia.com. The future to connecting the world.
The House of Bling is here. Woo! Specializing in rhinestone apparel. Bling out your company logo or team logo. Call today. 561-723-6781. Woo, they're ready. Get your bling, women, cheerleaders. Tell your coaches about the House of Bling. We're here for all custom apparel. Again, that phone number is 561-723-6781.
You're listening to the Hayden Russo Show on TalkZone.com. Here's Hayden Russo.
I'm feeling that. Thank you. You know, just before we get into this, the next part of the rebuilding process, you know, I just have to say, you know, don't let major setbacks define you. You know, I love volunteering, during the summer, 30 to 40 kids from 5 to 9. I'm booked. There's nothing for me but kids running and driving me crazy with questions and everything, but I love it because it's part of me giving back to the universe and me giving back to my community. And there, you know, in order for you to receive things in your life, you have to give to life. So, you know, if it's a piece of paper that you see in a hallway, it may not be your building, just pick it up. You're helping humankind in any way is always a good thing, but you cannot allow major setbacks to set you back, because my first 3-4 years, I wasn't winning. But guess what? The kids keep coming back and they keep wanting to play for me. And I'm starting to win some games, but it's not really about the games. It's about making an impact on kids' life and telling them that they can be amazing and do amazing things, and being there and being that emotional support for them is very crucial. But, you know, in order to keep that, you know, keep that positive attitude and positive energy, remember, we can't feel pity for ourselves, okay? We have to take 100% responsibility for ourselves, and we have to understand that now that we've made a decision that we're no longer judging anyone. We feel nothing but love for anyone. Now, meaning love for anyone doesn't necessarily mean that you're not dealing with people from caution and you're not making sure you're not putting yourself in harm's way. But the love that you have for people, you're not looking for the bad things in them. You're looking for the good things in them. That's very crucial. You know, why are you not doing some of the things in your life that you need to do to make changes? You know, work on that area. Work on saying happy things to yourself. Work taking a walk with yourself. Running, anything that makes you happy. You know, continue to do that and stop hanging with negative and just people that just don't mean you any good. Okay. And when you make that decision, that's when you start making the changes in your life, and you don't even worry about what it costs you. What do you mean cost, Hayden? What costs you? If you have to get up between 2 and 5 to work out, it costs you 3 hours of your time early in the morning, where you're required to be disciplined and to get up and to be disciplined and focused to go through your workout, and to be disciplined and focused to take a shower and meditate and to go back to bed and begin your day. And if that commitment is doing something later on that night or later on in that afternoon, and you have a regimen and you stay disciplined and you stay focused, then the commitment and the focus is what's supposed to drive you. Your determination should be your fuel and to guide you. You have to change your life. No one else is going to change it for you. So when you take 100% responsibility for yourself, right? If it's only the only time you depend on someone else is when you have to. If it's nothing that requires someone else to do and you can do it, you do it for yourself. And when I made that commitment that, oh man, I was never going to give up on anything in my life never again. I don't care what struggles I would go through. I don't care how many defeats I would go through. I don't care how many pains and struggles I would go through. I don't care what would come my way. I don't care how many people would sabotage me. I don't care what it is I would go through. I look at the situation the same way a scientist does. We had some irregularities, and the findings of this particular study is unconclusive. It's just a fancy way of saying that this particular study failed, but it has nothing to do with Haydn Rousseau. Absolutely nothing. And then, I always kept remembering that I was the chosen one. I was the chosen one out of all of the sperms that was trying to be the chosen one. I was the one that was chosen. So due to the fact that I was the one that chosen, I'm not going to let anything or anyone get in my way. How do you do that, Haydn? How do you stop people from getting in your way? Well, I find out what's distracting me, and I stop it from distracting me. What do you mean, Haydn? Well, let me ask you this question. What is your number one distraction? What's the major distraction in your life that's holding you back? That's pulling on you and grinding on you. That's like a dead weight dragging on your leg and making it very difficult for you to move your leg forward one step at a time, because that's what is required for you to make this change. Once you make the commitment, you have to have the courage that no matter what finds you, you will still take the step one step at a time and continue to move forward. When will you stop complaining about this amazing life and this amazing opportunity that God has given to you? And there's no easy way out. Suicide in any shape, form, or fashion is not no way out. And it's definitely not a way out for you. When will you stop complaining about this amazing life that you have? When will you start focusing and staying focused on your mission? Stay focused on the things that make you happy. Stay focused on building relationships. Stay focused on your daily drive and your commitment to your goals and your dreams. Stay focused on doing the things that will help you, propel you to move you forward to your dreams. And don't take a day off. Taking a day off may be a setback that may set you back 4 weeks. Taking a day off may set you back 5 weeks. Taking a day off might set you back 6 months. You notice when you take a day off of doing something, it just sets you back. And then you can have a hard time getting restarted again. Don't let anything like that hold you back. But how do you turn on your focus, Haydn? Well, you turn on your daily focus by allowing your action to tell your mind what to do. What do you mean by that, Haydn? Well, if you say that I'm going to begin contributing to society and making a positive impact on my life, and then you get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you start walking, then your mind be like, ooh, this joker for real. Hold on, he's just going to do it today. No, what is he? He's thinking about different things now. You have to start tricking your mind into doing what it is that you want to do. But if you do the reversal and you allow your mind to tell you, oh, don't worry about getting up. It's 2 o'clock. It's early. Lay down. Relax. Enjoy the sunset. Then that's the wrong type of mindset to get, because that will not help you focus. That will not help you with your creative juices. Because studies have shown that when you're going through these difficult times and you're trying to find new ideas and you're trying to find creative ways to deal with the current situation, countless studies have proven that if you go back and you start thinking like you were thinking in your younger years, start thinking like a kid, you'll come up with more creative ideas than if you continue to think like an adult. You have to make a commitment that you will stay focused and that you will persevere through all adversity. Some studies have been going on for 30, 40 years. One study I told you guys have been going on since 1932, I think, by Harvard, who has been studying a number of families, and 4 generations later of that study, they're still conducting studies. It's not about who failed, who didn't make it. They're trying to find the commonality. They're trying to find the answer to what makes people happy, what makes people live longer, what would give you the abundance of life. And I'll tell you one thing that is constantly not coming up. And I've given you guys the statistics that the difference in someone that makes $75,000 and someone that has $1 billion in the level of happiness, they have equal happiness. So it is not about the money. I am not saying that you shouldn't accumulate as much money as you can, because number one is your money is not something that you need to cherish. It's not something that you need to feel that you have to have. But in this society that we're in, it takes money to negotiate, because money produces the value that we need to be able to purchase the goods or service that we need or want. Okay? So you have to make that commitment that you're going to fight through all outcomes. Now, how can you, or how can we guarantee our daily success? Well, number one, we can guarantee our daily success by constantly working hard. I'm not telling you to not play video games. I'm not telling you not to spend time with your wife and your kids. I'm not telling you not to take your vacations. I'm not telling you not to spend time with the significant others or flying home. I'm saying to you that if you have not put in the time in studying, if you have not put in the time in researching and making your life better, if you have not put in the time in reading books and learning new things about life and the creation and universe and all of the wonderful books that are out there that has a tremendous amount of wealth of information that it could teach you to help you be a better person, then you should not be enjoying the pleasures of life. I believe that if a man doesn't work, he shouldn't eat. So hard work pays off. But you got to consistently believe in yourself. You got to constantly tell yourself good things, because when you're in the detox period, okay, remember now, we're detoxing right now. We're detoxing from the 7 people that we spend the most time with. We're detoxing with the 7 shows that we watch the most. We're detoxing with the 7 bad habits and write those things down that we have our daily struggle with. Okay. We're detoxing from the phone and our top 7 people that we speak to. And remember, okay, don't get yourself in trouble with your wife. You have to listen to this part. Make sure that the people that you're not speaking to is not your kids or your significant other or the people that help you in your daily life, your coworkers, okay? Those individuals don't count. But when you get to work, right, the attitude now has changed when you're in the detox period, because you ain't about the BS no more. You about taking care of your business. You about reading about the company. You about trying to find new ways to help the clients. You're trying to find better ways to help the relationship and to help your environment, and you working while you at work. You're not playing on the phone. You're not tweeting. You're not on Instagram. You're not doing all of the unnecessary searching the web and talking to anyone. You working on your future, because your job is your future and the way that you provide for your family. So you're taking your life serious, because now you're holding yourself accountable, and you're not just holding yourself accountable to everyone else. You holding yourself accountable to the number one person, and the person that means number one to all things. And that's you. You're raising the level of bar. You're raising your level of standards to say that I hold myself to a higher standard than everyone else. I will not cheat if no one is looking around. If I gave you your word means just as much to me when you are gone. And if you have passed away and I've given you my word that I will not share your information with no one, guess what? I will honor your word in your death, because although you are passed away, your word I gave you was in honor of you and was here, and I said yes, and that means till I die, not when you die. Raise your level of positive emotion. Start meditating and thinking about good things and all the people you care about. Pick up the phone and call them and heal any other relationship that you may have that may be destructive. Heal that relationship and begin dialogue and open up new ways of communication with the person that you may have not communicated with in 5 or 10 years. Because we have to care for everyone. We have to care for all people. And as we get and as we begin to prepare for this next short commercial break, we'll get into purpose, and we'll get into some of the things that you need to do to continue your success and ultimately break you from the old you and bring you to a new you. And as we continue the detox period, you just meditate and focus on yourself and allow the universe to give you answers, what it is that you need. It's time to take a short break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Who is this young kid growing up, par for life, experiencing all of the tough battles, watching people thrown off buildings as a little boy, violence surrounding him? Failure is not an option. You may find it at Barnes & Noble. Failure is not an option, a book that is here to inspire you.
The House of Bling is here. Woo! Specializing in rhinestone apparel. Bling out your company logo or team logo. Call today, 561-723-6781. Woo, they are ready. Get your bling, women, cheerleaders. Tell your coaches about the House of Bling. We're here for all custom apparel. Again, that phone number is 561-723-6781. Car accident? Dents or scratches? Has the Florida sun faded your ride? Call High Gloss Paint and Body. Their service is fast and reliable. High Gloss Auto Paint and Body will deal with your insurance company, taking all the load off your shoulders. I know what that can be like. Call them today, 561-508-4220. They're located on 2550 Winter Avenue, Suite A, West Palm Beach, Florida. You tell High Gloss that Hayden Russo sent you. Do you have a ride on your way? Are you in the New York area? When you're stuck, call on NYC Taxi Ride Yellow and Green. We have 2 apps at your availability, www.waytoride.com or www.GOARRO.com. NYC Yellow Cab is ready for you. Congratulations on the purchase of your brand new home.
and we couldn't be happier for you. But as soon as you moved in, you began to notice during the summer months, the attic began to get extremely hot, causing your home to get warm, making it uncomfortable. Plus, your electric bill began to rise, skyrocketing out of sight, costing you more money. I have a solution for you. Solaro Energy. Solaro Energy has a variety of products. Solar Shield for the attic, solar attic fans to take hot air out of the attic, plus Solar Day to bring in light into any area in your home, all costing you no additional money. Call Solaro Energy today at 888-355-5SUN or visit their website, solaroenergy.com. Solaro Energy, providing all of your future solar power energy.
And now more of the Hayden Russo Show on TalkZone.com. Back to Hayden Russo.
Yeah. Woo! Thank you. You know, a lot of times when we're trying to find our happiness and we're trying to find our way, you know, you need to sit back and we just need to ask ourselves, what is our purpose? What is it that you want? What outcome are you looking for? Then all you do is create a plan and begin to throw massive action to it and find a way to accomplish. But it starts with, what is your purpose? What makes you happy? What drives you? What gives you feelings of great emotion when you're doing it? Why are you doing the particular thing that you're doing? Why are you engaged in this business deal? Why is your son playing basketball? Why are you working at the job you currently work at? Begin understanding the why in your life. Why is it important that you spend a lot of time with your family and cultivate long-term relationship with others? Because it helps you live a longer life. But you have to begin asking yourself the right questions. And when in the beginning, when you're in a process of growth, you have to give it time. Because look, let's take planting for a second. If you want to plant something good, you have to clean out all of the weeds, maybe put up some plastic down to fertilize the soil and to do some other things to get the soil ready, and then you plant it, and then you make sure the weeds are not growing around it. But if you stop caring for all of those things that you just planted, then all of the things that don't need any fertilizer, don't need no focus, don't need no energy or drive or ambition, they just grow wild anyway. A weed will grow through grass, or grow through your door, or grow through your roof. A weed will grow through anything. It doesn't need anything but some sunlight and water. Okay, so when you find your purpose, you don't care how many times you fail, because you're thinking as a scientist, because the failure has no bearing on you. It's your job to analyze the failure and to find a solution. And no matter how many times you fail, the person and the things that you will learn along the way, even if you're not successful, will make you a better person. Why? Because you have the right attitude. You have the right disposition about life. You care for others. So I ask you, what are you going to do? What are we going to do to get out of this situation? When are we going to stop letting anger take control of our emotions and our thoughts? And when are we going to stop letting this anger that's destroying neurons? You know, we have over 100 billion neuron sensories. And when you start thinking negatively and you start processing negative thoughts through your mind, you're killing and destroying neurons that cannot come back. And if you didn't have an amazing brain that know how to, when something shortcuts and dies, it helps find ways to recreate new paths to communicate that particular function in your life. So stop letting anger control you. Start making a commitment and staying focused and doing the daily things to keep that commitment to yourself at a high level. Let your character be your guide, be your spirit. Don't fall into the nonsense and stupid thing. Commit yourself to working hard. And don't just commit yourself to working hard to improve your situation. Make that commitment wholeheartedly. Don't make that commitment and then go watch your favorite show. That's not exemplifying to the mind that you're real. If you make that commitment and you go buy the book and you begin reading the first few pages of the book, then your mind will begin to engage, and then it will want you to read more of the book because it wants to know what's inside the book. Begin making that commitment that I'll do this every single day to make myself better. I'll do this every single day to look for constant self-improvement. I will not give up on myself, and I will not allow any temporary setback or any failure, whether it's by me, my team, my staff, or anyone that's associated with me. I will not let their failures or their setbacks or their character building moments define my next move, define my next thought, my next emotion, define my next drive on what it is that I'm thinking, on how I'm going to overcome this obstacle that is in my way. I'll create a plan and I'll stick to the plan. When I think that the plan is not working, I'll continue watering the plan as if it was a Chinese bamboo tree. And for some of you guys that don't know what a Chinese bamboo tree is, it's a bamboo tree that has to be watered and nurtured for 5 years. And after the 5th year, within the next 6-week period, it grows 90 feet tall. So it takes 5 years and 6 weeks for it to materialize to its fullest potential. So you cannot allow yourself, if you're 23 years old and you just came up with this brilliant idea 2 weeks ago, all of a sudden you're trying to find some instant success. Then you start trying to find some instant gratification. Then you start trying to find some other people to validate that you're doing the right thing. No. That's why we're in a detox period. That's why we have that's why we have paused the 7 people that we're spending the most time with, the 7 shows that we're spending the most time watching, the 7 bad habits that we're trying to get a hold of. That's why we're in this 30-day detox, and we're trying to find new ways to deal with these situations. We're trying to find new ideas and new thoughts and create new ways to think happier and to living more fulfilling lives. Are you serious? Plan and act like a scientist. What do you mean by that, Heisen? Plan, and when the plan fails, act like a scientist. Don't care. Document it. Well, this plan failed because I didn't have enough money. Okay, you can't use that excuse no more. Let's go back to the drawing board. Because you went back and you researched how many scientists have been successful without having the funding capital that they need. They never gave up. They continued doing the things that they can do on a daily basis to move that goal forward. And when hard work and dedication met opportunity, then they formed a partnership and moved it forward. When are you going to have the courage to stay on course when it looks like the plan is not going right? If you know the bamboo tree is going to grow at the 5th year period, then you don't care what weed growing. You're going to pull the weed out. You don't care what someone else say. You're going to continue watering. You don't care what anyone say about fertilizing. You're going to do all of the fertilization that are necessary to make sure that it's being properly nurtured. You're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep fighting. You're going to keep being strong until the 5th year, and then you're going to continue doing because you want to watch it grow. And that's life, ladies and gentlemen. The bamboo tree analogy is life, although it is a fact. However, the metaphorical aspect of the bamboo tree is one that inspires me. And I say again, let your determination be your fuel. Let your determination be your drive. Let your determination help you to fight through all of that adversity, all of the Murphy Law, all of the bad things that will find you.